Imagine your spouse comes home from work. You lean in for a hug, but you smell something strange. It is not the smell of their office. It is not the smell of their lunch. It is a new smell. A weird smell. It is a musky, woody smell. You notice it on their skin, especially around their neck and shoulders. You tell them they need to shower more. You wash their shirts in extra strong soap. But the smell does not go away. It gets stronger. This sounds like a strange problem to have in a marriage, doesn't it? For one woman in Scotland, this was not just a strange problem. This woman's name is Joy Milne. Her story would become one of the most unbelievable in modern medicine. Joy has a very special ability. She has a super sense of smell, far more powerful than most. For years she thought it was just normal. She could smell if her children had been smoking. She could smell if milk was about to turn sour from across the room. She did not think it was a superpower, it was just a part of who she was. Little did she know, this nose would detect one of the world's most feared diseases. The story begins with her husband Les. He was a doctor, an anesthesiologist. About 12 years before his diagnosis, Joy started to notice that strange scent on him. It was a subtle change in his natural body odor. She described it as heavy, greasy, almost yeasty. She could not place it. She just knew it was different, and not very pleasant. She would ask him about it, but he couldn't smell it himself. It became a small, recurring point of contention between them. She was bothered by this phantom smell that only she seemed to notice. It was a mystery that lingered in their home for over a decade. This was not a case of bad hygiene. Les was a clean man. Yet the scent persisted. It clung to his clothes. It clung to his pillow. It clung to the air around him. Joy found it puzzling and a little bit annoying. She had no idea she was smelling a chemical signature of a neurological disease. Her nose detected Parkinson's long before any doctor. A silent alarm only she could hear, or in this case, smell. This unusual beginning was the first step on a journey that would challenge doctors and change how we think about disease. Years went by. The strange, musky smell on Les became a normal part of life for Joy. It was just Les's smell. She got used to it, even though she did not like it. Then Les was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. It was a devastating blow to their family. Parkinson's affects the brain. It causes tremors, stiffness, problems with balance and coordination. As they tried to navigate this new reality, something incredible happened. They went to a Parkinson's support group. Joy walked into the room. She was hit by a powerful wave of that same familiar smell. The room was filled with people. To Joy, they all had the same distinct odor. The scent was everywhere, strong and unmistakable. In that moment, everything clicked, a lightning bolt of realization. The smell was not just her husband's smell, it was the smell of Parkinson's disease.
I can smell it in this room.
For the first time, she understood the link, a shocking, profound moment of clarity. Imagine a room full of strangers, all connected by illness. One woman perceiving an invisible link between them, a link made of molecules and scent. She whispered to Les that everyone here had the same smell. He was a doctor, a man of science. At first he found it hard to believe. How could a disease have a smell humans could detect? It sounded like fantasy, not a medical textbook. But he knew his wife and her sensitive nose. Joy's realization was a curse. Joy's realization was a gift. On one hand, a sad confirmation. The smell she had disliked was her husband's suffering. On the other hand, a discovery that could change the world. What if this smell could detect the disease early? Parkinson's is usually diagnosed after major symptoms appear. By then, a lot of brain damage is done. If Joy could smell it years earlier, it was more than a party trick, a medical miracle waiting to be understood. After Les passed away, Joy knew she had to do something. Her husband urged her to pursue her discovery. He believed in her ability, even if it sounded crazy. Joy connected with a scientist in Scotland, Dr. Tylo Kunath. He was a neurobiologist at the University of Edinburgh. He was skeptical. A woman who could smell Parkinson's? It sounded impossible. Science relies on data, proof, and things you can measure. A person's subjective experience of a smell is not easy to measure, but Joy was persistent. Her story pulled him in. Dr. Kunath devised a test. Simple, clever. He gathered 12 people. 6 had Parkinson's, 6 were healthy. He gave each a plain black t-shirt. Wear it for a day, return it sealed in a bag. The shirts would hold each person's odor. The shirts were the data. Joy's nose was the instrument. The test was on. Joy faced 12 sealed bags. She didn't know who was who. Smell each shirt, decide Parkinson's or healthy. She opened bags one by one, sniffed carefully, sorted into 2 piles. 1 pile, Parkinson's. 1 pile, healthy. She got 11 of 12 right. She said 6 had the smell. The scientists were impressed. That was an amazing result. But there was one mistake. Or was there? Joy insisted one healthy shirt smelled like Parkinson's. Scientists checked records. That man had been in the healthy control group. He had no symptoms. He had not been diagnosed. They marked it her only error. 8 months later, the man called Dr. Kunath. He'd just been diagnosed with Parkinson's. Joy wasn't wrong. Her nose beat the doctor's. She smelled the disease before clinical symptoms appeared. After the astonishing results of the t-shirt test, the scientific community started to pay attention. The story of the woman who made a mistake but was actually right spread quickly. What was once a quirky anecdote was now a major scientific lead. Researchers who had dismissed Joy's claims were now calling her. They were no longer skeptical, they were fascinated. Joy Milne wasn't just a woman with a keen nose, she became a living diagnostic tool. Her nose was a window into disease biochemistry. Scientists asked, what exactly was Joy smelling? Diseases can change the body's metabolism. Those changes produce specific chemical compounds. They're called volatile organic compounds, VOCs, small molecules that evaporate into the air and register as smells. Theory: Parkinson's changes the skin oil, sebum. That creates a unique cocktail of VOCs. Joy's brain recognized that chemical signature as Parkinson's. A new wave of research began. Scientists at the University of Manchester worked with Joy. They aimed to isolate the exact scent molecules. It was a huge challenge. The body makes thousands of VOCs. Finding the Parkinson's ones is like finding grains of sand on a vast beach. Their secret weapon: Joy's nose. Researchers tested chemical compounds on her. She guided them, which smelled right, which didn't. The shift from skepticism to belief was a turning point. Doctors, trained to rely on machines and lab tests, had to accept a human sense could outperform current tools. It humbled many in medicine. It opened volatilomics, the study of chemicals we breathe out and those we emit from our skin. Living with a super sense of smell is not always a blessing. Joy Milne has described her ability as both a gift and a curse. While it has led to incredible scientific breakthroughs, it can make everyday life very challenging. Imagine walking through a crowded city. For most of us, it's just a mix of car exhaust, food vendors, and general city smells. But for Joy, it's honestly an overwhelming assault on the senses. She can smell things with an intensity that most of us can't even imagine. A public restroom can be an unbearable experience. The perfume counter in a department store is a chemical war zone. And her ability is not limited to Parkinson's. Over the years, Joy has learned that other diseases have their own unique smells too. She has mentioned being able to smell Alzheimer's disease, which she says has a scent like vanilla, rye bread. She can smell certain types of cancer, which she describes as having an earthy, mushroom-like odor. She can even smell tuberculosis, which she says has a smell like stale, damp cardboard. Joy Milne's incredible nose is not just a curiosity, it's actually a blueprint. Scientists aren't trying to find an army of super smellers like Joy. Honestly, that would be impossible. Instead, they're using her ability to teach machines how to do the same thing. The ultimate goal is to create an electronic e-nose that can detect the chemical signature of Parkinson's, that can detect other diseases. This could totally revolutionize medical diagnostics. Imagine a simple, non-invasive test that could tell doctors if someone is in the very early stages of a disease, long before they show any symptoms. The process is pretty fascinating. Researchers at the University of Manchester use mass spectrometry. The machine can separate and identify the different molecules in a sample. They take skin swabs from Parkinson's patients and from healthy people, then run the swabs through the machine, which produces huge, complex data. The tricky part: the machine doesn't know which molecules matter. That's where Joy comes in. She helps scientists find the key biomarkers, the specific molecules that make up the Parkinson's scent. Working with Joy, the team identified several chemical compounds linked to the disease. They found higher levels of certain molecules in sebum, the oily substance on the skin. These molecules have names like icosane, hippuric acid, octadecanol. To us those names mean nothing, but to a machine they're clear data points. By programming a device to look for this chemical cocktail, scientists can make a reliable test. Joy's nose is the answer key for their technology. The collaboration produced a simple skin swab test. It's fast, painless, and about 95% accurate in early trials. This is a game changer. Today, diagnosing Parkinson's can be long and difficult, often relying on symptoms after they appear. An early test would let doctors start treatments much sooner, potentially slowing disease progression and improving quality of life. It's all possible because a woman's amazing nose is teaching cutting-edge tech. Joy is literally teaching the future how to smell. Joy Milne's story really makes us wonder, what else is our sense of smell capable of? Sometimes the answers to the biggest problems are right under our noses, just waiting to be discovered. What do you think about Joy's ability? Have you ever noticed a strange smell that you couldn't explain? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this story as amazing as we did, please give this essay a like, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable true stories. You never know what we'll uncover next.